name of company was Weiss and Clow. Mr. Clow died, so Mr. Weiss married the widow, so became Weiss and Clow. I got a job there. Now, naturally, I had to put me in a department where the foreman either spoke Yiddish, Hungarian, Romanian, what? So put me in a place where the fellow spoke German. And this is the fellow who had the empty room when I moved up for my uncle. I moved in with them. I was working then as a stock clerk or shipping clerk, whichever is more appropriate. I started to work there. It's an interesting story, even if I have to say so. I started to work there September 49, and I got paid 68 cents for the hour. How they ever come to this figure, I don't know. After 3 or 4 weeks, I got a raise. Phew, 75 cents an hour. Now, these were the days when a new immigrant still needed first papers. You probably never heard of this. Regardless, today would be a green card. That time you waited after a short time. You had to go to a certain place. I had to go to Whitehall Street and present yourself, and you're taking out first papers. That's what they call a picture, etc. First papers cost $3 in those days, so they gave me the $3 to pay for it. First papers is like acknowledgement you are here, and you're member of the big family United States of America, and you're waiting for after a certain time elapses to become a citizen, etc., etc., etc. Then the spring comes up, and I'm still working diligently for 75 cents an hour, and manager, not the former, the manager was a Mr. Reichman, a very nice man, a Jewish guy, and he had a little sympathy for me that I'm a Holocaust survivor. And I came to a chutzpah I had. I came to me one day and I said, Mr. Reichman, I want to ask you a favor. I have a cousin of mine who owns a small hotel up in Catskill Mountains. I could go up there and be a waiter for the summer, but I'm sure I'm going to make a hell of a lot more than 75 cents an hour. Give me permission to do it. So he talked to a higher up. Make a long story short, I got the permission. And end of June, I left, and I went up to the Catskill in Woodburn. The name of the place was Zucker's Lodge. By the name of Zucker was a relation to the big Adolf Zucker from Hollywood. But they didn't keep exactly the company. And I was working. Now, this, imagine, have a huge hotel. They had, I think, 16 rooms. And just before I got, they rebuilt it, and I put in 8 more rooms, had 24 rooms. Well, this is a hotel. And I was... The only entertainment was there, a television at night, in the evening, no swimming pool. And if you want to play cards with the women, as soon as dinner was over, dinner was in, card playing. And I was the waiter, which was good. I got everybody on my tables, and her son was my busboy. And of course, we get a place to sleep, and we get food, and we worked there all summer long. And the day afternoon, when the days were slow for the dining room staff, you might even go to Woodburn, which was literally a walking distance, see a movie or whatever, neighboring to hotels. And neighboring hotels, you didn't want to go too much because you see what kind of dump you work at. But once you don't know what the other side is, then you're happy what you have. This was the whole summer of 1950. And 1950, the summer, I cleaned, I believe, $650. And that was money. I was ready to put a deposit on the Empire State Building. Now, back in the Jewish high holidays came very close to the summer. You know, this periodically happens. I didn't tell the place where I work that the high holidays they are closed. But I went around and I got another job from another place which was open for high holidays. So I was working as a waiter too, also a small place. I found that the smaller things and everybody's your guests, so they tip you. And after the high holiday, when I made, I forgot how much made, that was very nice. This was up in somewhere in Muncie, Rockland County, I forgot where, Spring Valley, Muncie. And After that was over, I went back to the place. Mr. Reichman gave me a big welcome, and I started to work back again. Lo and behold, January 1st of 51, I get a raise. Now I'm making $1 an hour. I mean, come on, where is my Cadillac? I got to buy one. This goes on again, and in the meantime, in June, I got acquainted with somebody who knows somebody, and I can be a waiter in a real big house, a big name. We're talking about all kosher places. The name of the place was Pioneer Country Club up in Greenfield Park, Mountaindale, that area. So I go again to Mr. Reichman. No, we cannot do it. If you're going to leave here, we're sorry, we're going to take you back. So I made a mental calculation. I heard here you really make money. This was a huge hotel at about 600-800 capacity. You had about 20-25 waiters, so many busboys, etc. I'm going to take a chance. I know this factory job is not for me anyway, shipping clothes. What kind of future is that? I went up there, and I was working. I'm jumping 1 second ahead. That summer, including high holidays again, I cleaned $1,200. I'm sorry, $1,500, because $1,200 I come back to $1,500. Now, after that, you pay for your own laundry, for your own uniform, the cleaning, and you take out the girl, etc., etc. And I made $1,500 in 1951. That was moolah. In the meantime, in the summer, I get a letter from Weiss & Clough Company that it terminated my job. But if I need references, don't hesitate, let them call on them. And they gave me good references. And I said, here, $1 an hour I gave him. We became friends. After, a bit ahead of him, and after the summer was over, I went back and I said, thank you for Mr. Reichman. And he thought I came for the job. Said, no, I'm not going to come back. So then I will stay there. And again, I'm jumping ahead a second. For the winter season, the owners of this place had a place in Miami Beach. So I went there to be a waiter with them, and the 2 months I cleaned another $1,200. Imagine, 2 years ago you came here with $2 bills from Europe, which was clandestine anyway, and all of a sudden, and I made a mental shift to myself. I says, fine, this is a gypsy life. How long are you going to do it? By this time you're 25, 26. I said, let's do it one more year. And we cut. After the winter season, which over there the season starts late, about middle of December, through after Passover. Through after Passover, again you clean money and you work. I'm sure you heard about being a waiter. It's a strenuous job, crazy hours, but you have time to relax and you make money. When you're young, you don't feel the extra work because you need the money. After the Passover holiday, I even had time to take off a week or two myself. In Miami, I rented a huge room for $10 a week. That's money. I mean, you laugh at me. And they went to the beach, I went to movies, I met girls and so on, then come back here. And then I did some odd jobs for a couple of months. Come June, back to the Pioneer. They start earlier because it's convention of a Rabbinical Alliance or the Young Israel National Movement, whatever. Work another one, back again in summer of 52. I come back to the city. I forgot what I did. And one more, the Passover season, which is a huge season, 53, back to Pioneer. When that was over, I said goodbye. White jacket, bow tie, goodbye, gold buttons. This is it, baby. Now look around. So then I looked around, and for a while it was difficult. At the end of my aforementioned mentioned recipe, said, why don't you become a kosher butcher? Because in those days, it's not that today, finding work where you don't work on Saturdays, it was a little difficult. I went around and I worked as a butcher for a while, which I didn't like. This was one more in 1957. against my better judgment, I was dragged up to